In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to design a sports wallpaper using Adobe Photoshop. Welcome back to the channel. My name is CJam, and today the World Cup is going on, as we all know, and England is my team. Unfortunately, they are knocked out of the competition by France, and I will not tolerate any England slander. But today we're going to be designing a sports wallpaper in honor of my team and their good performance in the World Cup. And the photos that I'm going to be using, I just googled them. I got them mostly from Getty Images, and I'm going to be crediting the links in the video description so you can download them and design with me if you want. And you're also going to need your own copy of Photoshop, so be sure to check the resource links in this video description. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start designing. So here we are in Photoshop, and the first thing I'm going to be doing is creating a new document. I'm just going to go ahead and go to new file over here, or you can go to file and then new. So I'm just going to click new file, and the template size that I want to design today, the size of the graphic that I want today is a 4K template size, 3840 pixels by 2160 pixels high. So I'm just going to input those values, 3840 by 2160 pixels high, resolution 300. That's perfectly fine for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and click create, right? So here is our canvas, or blank canvas that we're going to be working with. And let me just drag this up. And here's what I'm going to be doing today. The wallpaper that I'm going to be designing, I'm going to make it available for you guys to download for free from my website. So you're going to get the desktop version and the mobile version for your mobile phone. So be sure to check the links in this video description for this free wallpaper. And the first thing I want to do is I want to bring in the photos that I'm going to be working with. Here they are, and remember, you can download these images using the links in this video's description. That way you can design with me, right? So here we are. Let me just turn off what I'm going to be using last. All right, this is the one I'm going to be using first, right? So let me just go ahead and make this a little bit bigger, right? Can you guys see that? Yeah, let's make this a little bit bigger. Let me just add some guides by going to view, guides, new guide layout, and yeah, that's fine for me. That works for me. And then let me just go ahead and select my selection tool by hitting W, and then with the photo selected here, I'm just going to go ahead and click select subject. Photoshop is going to select the outline of Harry Kane for me, and all I'm going to be doing next is just clicking on this mask button at the bottom here, and it's going to delete the background area for me. But you can see I have some stuff in here that needs to be removed. Let me just hit with my magic wand tool selected, just the same, my selection tool. You can press W if you had changed the tool. I can just select and just delete this area, right? Ensuring that the mask is selected right here. Let me just make these thumbnails bigger, medium thumbnails, right? Control and D to deselect, and this is pretty rough. If I wanted, I can go L for my lasso tool and just like refine this some more, if I really wanted to get perfect with it. Let me scroll up. There's a little portion here as well. I can just like use my lasso tool, or I can use W, the selection tool, and just select it perfectly, or select it automatically, sorry, and then that's fine. Let me just smooth off the arm, the forearm right here. I think he had some hairs on his arm and Photoshop didn't recognize those too well. Delete. I'm just using L for my lasso tool, as I mentioned. Here's another portion here. You can just use the lasso tool, L, on your keyboard, right? And then just select all of it, and when you've made your selection, you just pressed delete, right? That's all we're going to be doing. This Getty image, it can stay. I'm going to cover it with another photo. That's fine. So what I want to do next is maybe I want to smooth off the beard right here a little bit. I mean, it's fine. It's not supposed to be like perfectly smooth, but it's a little bit too jagged right now, and that's fine. That's fine for me. Control and S to save. Let's name this LSPV 126 Harry Kane England World Cup, right? Wallpaper. And then let's hit save. Okay, let's turn on this other image here. Let's do the same thing. Let's go to select up top, select subject. Photoshop is gonna work for me, and then let me just hit the mask down the bottom here, and this one looks fine. The more separation you have between subject and background, meaning, let me just disable this. You see how this image right here, the background is completely blurred out. Photoshop will recognize the subject much more easier and can make a cleaner cut, right? So let's continue by selecting the other image, going up to select, select subject. It's gonna select his outline, and all I have to do is hit the mask again. But you see I have a little thing here that's right here that's not supposed to be there. All I'm gonna be doing is just, well, that's not working as I want. Let me use my lasso tool and just go around, because it doesn't have to be perfect. I can also hide this arm behind another image if I wanted to, right? So I'm just gonna make some selections here, just outlining the areas that I want to delete. If you guys want to see how to use your lasso tool in Photoshop, like if you have to do something manual like this, I'm going to put up a card up here in the YouTube card that has my background removal tutorial, and all I used in that tutorial was the lasso tool. So you guys can go ahead and check that out. Just delete this. Delete when we have our selection. That's looking much better. All right, cool. Let's move right along. Let's turn them all on. And how I probably want it to be is this one right here, like right at the bottom here, right about there. And then this one, I want this one to cover the Getty watermark, so probably about here, right? That's looking good. And then this one, like behind all of that, somewhere like here, right? But what I want to do first is I want to create like a diamond. Excuse me, I want to create like a diamond. Control and S to save. Let me hit U for my rectangle tool, draw out a square, holding shift while I'm dragging it out. Let me turn off the, no, let me keep the fill actually, and then let me turn on the stroke, so that blue, and then let me do 20 pixels or 30 pixels, right, for the stroke, right? And oops, sorry, V for my move tool. Let me Control and T for my transform options, and then let me rotate it because I wanted a diamond, right? Let me move it here. You see that pink line that's running vertically up and down? It's telling me that the diamond is in the center. If I move it up some more, you see that pink line across and vertically is telling me that it's perfectly centered on the canvas, right? Control and T to transform my transform options, and then let me just size it down by rolling the percentages a little bit more, probably like so. And then that's looking good. Control and S to save. Then for the background, I want a gradient. So let me go down here to my solid color, well, gradient, sorry. And then let me choose the gradient that I want. I want basic. You have a host of options here. You can do blues, purples, you know, whatever you'd like. If you were to do a blue, you'd see how that looked, right? If you were to do purples, you have so many options. But I want to do a basic one with the colors that I have over here, the white and the gray. Let me choose that, and then let me do, instead of linear, you know, you have some options here. Let me do radial, right? And then let me do this to about the white is in the middle, right? So let's do 147 is fine. Okay, let me turn off the diamond so you can see it. So you'll see that the white is in the middle here, right? The white is in the middle. See that? The white is right here. Oops, sorry. The white, let me redo that. The white is right here in the middle, right? Let me turn off the images. The white is in the middle here, right? See that? And the outside is gray, but I want it to be a little more like, probably like so. That's fine. All right, let's turn back on the image, turn back on the shape. Control and S to save. All right, what I want to do next is let's revisit this shape right here. Let's make the stroke, well, the fill, sorry. Let's make it blue. Let's make the stroke like white. Or no, let's do a little gray, as subtle. gray, right? And then what I want to do next is I want to bring in the England logo, you know, the football logo, the 3 lions logo. And I also want to bring in the Qatar World Cup logo. So let me just go ahead and do that. And I also want to bring in a photo of one of the stadiums in Qatar. So Control and S to save, and then let me bring those in. All right, here they are, England logo, Qatar stadium, and I hope that's the right stadium. Or I hope that's a stadium that's being used now. All right, let me zoom in. Control and T for the England logo. Let me just size it down with the percentage, and let me just rest it like over here, right? So I want this edge to be like outside of the diamond, right? Then let me bring in the stadium, or turn on the stadium. Let me size it down, Control and T, about there. Then let me clip it to the rectangle. That way it's not outside like this, it's conformed to like the rectangle shape. So I'm right clicking on it, on the stadium photo, right clicking and clicking create clipping mask, but it will only work if the rectangle is right below it here in the layers, right? Then what I can do is just turn the opacity down a little bit from 100 to about 30, or maybe even 20. And I can also change the blending mode to or the layer style rather, to overlay, right? So that's fine. Or the blending mode. No, that's the blending mode. I'm sorry. I'm getting it confused here. And then I can just like move it around if I want, right? But that's fine where it is. I think I like that right there, right? So what I'm going to be doing next is turning on the Qatar logo. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Control and T for my transform options. Just size it down by picking and dragging a corner. I'm putting it right up here in the center of the diamond, right? Right up there in the center, like so. Oops. Yeah, right up here. Yeah, right there. I can probably move this photo of Kane down some more. Control, oops, sorry, wrong one. Where is it? All right, Control and T, size it down some, right? Or I can just shift it over. What do you guys think? Yeah. Then the other one that I wanted to use to hide the Getty Images logo, this one, let me just move it over like so. And then this other one here now, where he's running and celebrating his goal, let me just I can make it bigger. Control and T for my transform options, and then let's just put it like right there, right? That looks cool, right? Oh, these fingers need work. Control and S to save. These fingers need work as well. Remember we had worked on the other hand, the what's that, his right hand? No, his left hand here needs work. So we're just selecting with our lasso tool, L on your keyboard, and then you're just selecting and deleting the areas that you don't want. Why does this finger look that big? That finger looks freakishly bigger than the others. Maybe it's just the angle of the photo. All right, it doesn't have to be perfect because remember this photo is like gonna be shrunk down, right? So that's looking cool. And if I wanted, I can like, remember I did the hairs on the other arm for that other photo, that larger photo. So we can do the same thing here. Just zoom in and just like smooth the line of the arm. That way it's not, it doesn't look as jagged, right? Control and S to save. It's coming together, it's coming together. And I think I want to make these photos black and white as usual. And then let me just find the first one here. This one, so Control Shift and A for my camera raw filter. And then I'm just gonna be draining out the colors. You can do saturation, you can do like a complete black and white, right? But that's not what I want. I want to go to the color mixer, the color mixer, and I want to like take out the individual colors, and I want to just leave the blues, right? So I'm taking out the reds, taking out the orange for his skin tone, the yellow for his skin tone, and the captain's armband. Also want to take out the purple and the magentas. And let me just bump up the blues. Yeah, I can bump up the blues like so. 40 is good, plus 40 is good. Why is there still this yellow? What's affecting this yellow here? Is it the green? Yeah, the green, sorry, I forgot about that. And then let's press OK. That looks good, that looks good. But I also want to brighten him a little bit. So let me click back into the camera raw filter, right? And then let me go to basic and maybe take off some shadows, maybe? Yeah, let's just take off some shadows. Let's see what we got. All right, cool. Let's go back in, double clicking on the camera raw filter here. And then let me add some grain effects. Let's go to effects and then add grain. Camera raw filter is so cool. Why is this not? Okay, cool. Yeah, let me just add some grain. Maybe a touch of exposure. What do you guys think? Yay. That's looking cool. And what I can do now, because these are all smart objects, right? I can literally just copy this camera raw filter here and just drag it onto the other images. So I'm holding Alt on my keyboard, clicking the camera raw filter here or the smart filters here and just dragging it onto the other image, and you see it applied the same thing. Let me Control and Z to undo. Pay attention to this image here. Holding Alt, clicking on smart filters and just dragging it onto another image, doing the same thing for the image above, this one here, and no, we are looking good. But this image is a little bit brighter. Look at the shirt right here, it's kind of brighter than the others. So let me, is it though? No, it's not. Let's leave it as is. And yeah, let's leave it as is. Let me see what I can do with this oops, what is that? Let me see what I can do with this stadium photo. Can I make it a little bit brighter? 50. Control and T. I want to see some of the yellow in the stadium there. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Let's do 20% opacity again. And we're coming together nicely. Control and S to save. Let's add some text. T for my text tool. Let's write Captain Harry Kane, or should you just write Captain Kane? Control and J to duplicate the Captain text. Let's change this from Anton to Gotham Ultra. Let's make it a little bit bigger, like 36, right? Maybe. Yeah, maybe, right? And then let me put the captain. Oh no, this should say Captain Kane, not Captain. And then let me make it probably 48. And then let's move the captain over to like meet this edge of the K right here, right? Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just like that. Then let's select both of them. This is looking real good. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And if you're designing along with me, let me know how you're doing as well. Are you here where I am, nice and up to date, or are you struggling? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, about so. I think I'll probably move. No, it's fine. It's fine. Control and S to save. Maybe I can make the Qatar World Cup logo smaller. Let's find it in our layers, Control and T, and let's just make it like, it's at 20% right now. Let's move it down to like 15. And then let's move it up. And I want to change this red to white, right? So let me duplicate it first of all. Control and S to save. Let me double click on it. Make the color overlay and make it white. I just want that portion to be white, the text here, so it's visible. Then because the red text is behind it, I'm just going to select the area with the text on the white one and then hold Alt and click on the masking tool. I'm sorry, it's not hold Alt. While this is selected, I'm not holding Alt, I'm just clicking on the masking option right here, and it deleted the trophy for me, right? And then I want to do the same thing on this one, but I want to delete the text here because I want to keep the trophy, but I don't want this text. I want to use this text, but you can see there's some red behind it and I don't want that. So M for my marquee tool, and then let me do the same thing on the other logo, but this time I'm holding Alt That way the red text is gone and you see it looks a lot cleaner, right? Control and S to save. And then let me group both of these World Cup logos, select both of them, Control and G to group. Let's name it Qatar logo. All right, let's move it to the top, right? Let's put the images all in one group. Let's select them all, Control and G to group. Let's name it photos, not foots, photos, right? All right, let's see what we have here. Coming together pretty good if you ask me. And then what's going on here? This is a little bit of his arm. Let's go in the photos group. This is a little bit of his arm. Yeah, let me just delete that. Let me turn off this one and just delete all the arm right here. So E for my eraser tool, and then let me, oops, sorry. E for my eraser tool, and then let me just like delete all the arm right here. I don't need to see it. Cool. It's looking much better. Don't tell anyone I deleted that arm. There's no arm behind here, but let's just keep that our little secret. Control and S to save, and we are coming together nicely. What do you guys think? Maybe I should make the England logo a little bit smaller. Control and T, and then let me just shrink it down like so, right? Shrink it down. I just put it like here, but I still want it to like hang outside a little bit, right? How cool is that? Control and S to save. What do you guys think so far? I think we're coming together real nice, right? And then what I want to do next is I just want to have some repeated text behind here. So let me just clean up these layers. So we have that shape. Let me just group this and call it diamond. We have the gradient fill. That's fine. That's fine. Captain Kane is fine. Let me just hit T for my type tool. Let me write England, because they're the three lions. So let me just write the name thrice or 3 times. That's fine. Let me duplicate it. I'm just duplicating, copy and paste, but I don't want it to be this font. I believe I want to use another one. All right, there we are. Let me change it from Gotham Ultra to Gotham Black. Yes, let me adjust the leading. That way the space is not that big between the text. Just adjust the leading a little bit. Right, that looks good. What do I want to do next? Let me actually make it smaller, the text smaller, from 48 down to I don't know, maybe 30. Then let me adjust the leading again. All right, that's looking much better. And then let me copy some more of the lines because obviously it's smaller now. All right, let me just align it. Oops, sorry. Control and A to make a selection on the entire canvas, and then V for a move tool, and you'll get these controls up here. And you just align the vertical and horizontal centers. Let's change it to, well, actually, let me double click on it. Let me add a stroke for the layer style. And then let's make the color blue. Let's just pick a blue from somewhere, right? And then let me change the mode to normal, the position of the stroke to center. Okay, here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go to the fill slider right here while selecting the England layer and just sliding the fill all the way down so I have the outlines only, right? And then I'm going to move this all the way to the back in the layers, and there we are. Let me turn down the opacity to about 50%. Yeah, that's looking much better. Let me just bump the tracking to about 20. All right, that's looking much better. Control and S to save. This is looking really nice. What do you guys think? Do I want to hide his toe right here? Do I want to hide his toe? Is it bothering me that much? Let me move over the applause photo. This one right here. Let me, oops, sorry. Let me just move it over a little toop right now. Let me move over the actual running one, the celebration one. Let me move it over. Oh no, why is it unlinked? When this clipping thing is not here and you try and adjust the size, it will move without the mask. See that? And that's not what we want. So let's just clip that back together, and then now we can adjust the size. Right? Perfecto. All right, that's looking good. Control and S to save. Collapse all of these layers, and we are looking real nice. Let me adjust the Captain Kane to be a little bit bigger, right? Yeah, let's just have it hang outside a little bit more. And then let's make the England bigger actually as well. What do you guys think? So have the England here, the text, Control and T. Let me just make it bigger because we can, right? Yeah, that looks good. Let's reduce the opacity some more on the England to about 30. No, it's fine. It's fine, right? It's fine. It's fine. It's all gonna be fine. Let me put it back up to 50. Or 40, that's fine. Control and S to save, and here we are. All I have to do next is go to file and then save a copy so I can save this as a JPEG to post on social media. There we have it. You just choose your quality range. I normally leave it at maximum, and then click OK. So have you ever designed a sports wallpaper before? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. And if you want to design another sports wallpaper with me or another desktop wallpaper with me, click or tap the screen right here to check out that tutorial right now. Or if you're brand new to Photoshop and want to get started, click or tap the screen to check out that beginner tutorial as well.